Hi guys, welcome to PCN's channel. Thought we would have a look at Ultra Street Fighter 2 today. Gonna play it on normal difficulty. Gonna start playing it with my boy Sagat, and then just do a playthrough and talk a little bit about the game, and then talk a little about the random stuff that I usually talk about. So I know a lot of people have done the playthroughs with Violent Ken and Evil Ryu, but I thought, you know what, let's do Sagat. So I'm playing this on a 8-bit 2 controller. I felt quite a lot of lag. I don't know if it's just the switch or the game, but I was using a wireless controller. So instead I've just gone for a wired one now. Oh, come on, man, I should have killed him. Right, so I know this game hasn't been received very well, and I don't really think it's anything great. But I do, strangely enough, a guilty pleasure. I do enjoy playing this in handheld mode. Obviously not on the original Joy-Cons that the Switch has. You could play it on like the Switch Lite, I suppose. Not sure if I've tried it on that. I did have a Switch Lite. Ended up just getting rid of it and just buying a regular Switch again. So you definitely want a D-pad for this. I know some people can play on analog stick. I'm definitely not one of those people. I've tried it and I've miserably failed. So yeah, you want to get if you are playing it in handheld mode on the regular Switch, then you want to buy like the Hori left Joy-Con, or even like the Hori split controller. That's really good and it feels decent. And I have to say, I feel more latency on this when on a TV than when I'm playing it in handheld mode. But that could just be me. I can see why obviously this game hasn't taken off. You know, Super Turbo is the main competition one still. My favourite Street Fighter is Hyper Street Fighter 15th Anniversary Edition. I know it's broken and all the World Warrior and the Champion Edition characters are like boss characters, but it's just so much fun to play. I went to like my friend's house the other day, took my laptop, and you know we run that game, we played it, and it was so much fun to play. And you forget, like I like using Sagat a lot, and you forget, like, you know, some of the combos that he's got, like jumping hard kick, crouching medium kick into like a low tiger shot. You can't do that in the older games. Like Champion Edition Sagat, you've got to go jumping hard kick, crouching light punch into tiger shot. So it was quite interesting because, you know, I've never really used Sagat up until you know, maybe a couple of years ago where I started playing Super Turbo again. This was always my character, Blanca, my boy Jimmy as I like to call him. Come on, Jimmy. And I think, you know, guys, if you've got a Switch and you can pick up the physical, pick it up, because, you know, I think it's one of the games that's been discontinued. So it's just one of those that will end up being worth more money as time goes along. And I'm finding that with a lot of the early Switch games, provided they've been discontinued, if you've got a physical copy, some of them are worth money. Like stuff like even Xenoblade Chronicles 2. You know, someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But I don't think they make that anymore. And even like the add-on. So yeah, kind of like some of those stuff now, you know. So you're talking like we're hearing about some of the retro games that are worth so much money now. Obviously at one time they are normal price. So not saying that Street Fighter is going to be 2 million, which I think is a bit of a scam, like the cartridge of Mario 64. But you know, you could buy something now when it's like, look for it when it's, you know, once it's kind of sold and there's surplus copies hanging about, and you can pick it up for like maybe £20, maybe £15. UK prices here, guys. Convert it to your local variant, and then you can just sit on them. You know, have them for your collection. Buy an extra one if you like, and then, you know, as long as you've got space for them and you're not, you know, restricted by space, then you're talking, you know, 5 years time, you know, you might be able to get like £70-80 for it, you know, so you kind of like 5x your money on that. I'd just like to point out that this is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But you know, I am someone that's collected games over time. I am someone that's had a games video shop. Come on, just one hit, yeah. So I do know about the value of games, and in particular, selling off lots of games that I had that were worth a lot of money. That would be worth a lot of money now, but they weren't worth a lot of money then. Kind of wish if I kept them, could have bought like a house, you know, with that money. I mean, it was a serious amount. A guy I used to work with that he collected a lot of stuff, and he actually worked for CX, and he used to get a lot of stuff. And his collection, like we're going back like 15 years, at that time was worth around, if he sold it then, would have been worth around, you know, 20 to 30,000. We're talking like at least a 10x on what he had, if not more. So, you know, the guy's probably sitting on at least $250,000 now in all the stuff he had, and I'm sure he kept adding stuff to that. So we're talking like Neo Geo cartridges, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, you know, NES. So we're talking 8-bit, 16-bit, everything there. So yeah, with certain stuff, it can be worth money. Unfortunately, I don't think any of the stuff like PlayStation and Xbox, very rare that any of it's going to be worth money in the future. Only because you're buying the game, you're literally buying like, you know, like anything from like maybe 10% to 10% of the game to like maybe 70-80% of the game, because all these things have a day one patch, and some of the day one patches are bigger than, you know, the size of the game on the actual disc. So, you know, whereas you bought a game for the Super Nintendo, you bought a game for, you know, I guess even up until like the PlayStation kind of 2 generation, you bought a game, that was the complete game. There was no, here's a patch being released, you know, here's this, here's a day one update. Things weren't being released incomplete or uncompleted. If they were, they weren't selling. You know, it was like, no, we're not buying this. Whereas now people release a game and you know, with knowing that, okay, we'll release it, but then we've got, you know, an extra couple of weeks to drop this patch, and you've had so many examples of those in recent times. You know, the biggest one kind of being Cyberpunk, the biggest kind of letdown, especially on you know, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Wow, that day's so quick. Okay, so you can't do that combo in Super Turbo with new Sagat. You can't cancel a combo into a light kick, at least from what I remember. Could be wrong. I usually play old Sagat in that. With old Sagat you could do it, but anytime I tried it myself, I didn't get it to work. And a big shout out to my guy Kung Fu, UK's best Chun-Li player. I know some will argue, but I think he's the best. Great guy, great player. I don't know if anyone's seen you know, if you're watching this video, just Google like real life Street Fighter character pictures. It's all over the net today. I saw it on like, come up on my Google feed. It's on Kotaku. It's on all the gaming websites where a certain software where you present animated characters to it, it kind of brings them to real life, and some of the results are horrible. Like you know, the only one that I think I liked out of all of them was Chun-Li. The only one that I thought was actually okay. The rest they were terrible, like hideous. Some were funny, some were bad. But do check that out for yourself. If I remember, I might be able to leave a link to it in the description. If not, just Google like, you know, Street Fighter character pictures brought to real life. It'll be like the top search. I'm sure many of you may have seen it already. You know, if you've got your news feeds, especially if you're on Android, you know. Come on, Carl, you need to go home and be a family man. Ah, no! I wanted to go for the double perfect, man. USA, baby. So this game, when you look at a still screenshot of it, it looks amazing, but the animation just doesn't feel right. It's not fluid, and you know, we did play HD remix on the Xbox 360 because the netcode in that game for the 360 it's amazing. It's very, very good. Arguably, you know, still the best play, maybe the best way to play Super Turbo. Personally, it was the best way, I think, but I prefer playing it on Fight K2 now. You know, shout out to the Fight K2 guys. The guys, they do a fantastic job. You know, if you're into retro gaming, the the popular ones, and even the ones that aren't popular. Go onto Fightcade and play them. You know, if you've got a friend, if there's a real obsolete game that you like, it does the whole Final Burn ROM alpha set. So if there's an obsolete game that only you and your friend like, that no one else in the world plays it online, you know, you can play that online with your friend. It's brilliant, and that's the best way of playing it. But on the Xbox 360, this was, you know, HD Remix. Obviously, it wasn't Ultra Street Fighter 2. HD Remix was really, really good online. Very, very good. Yeah, we always played it with the old graphics. It had the new backgrounds, obviously, like backgrounds look like this, but the graphics were new. And yeah, that was really good. But you wouldn't play it in the newer animation just because it just doesn't feel right. And obviously, I never played the HD Remix mode. Played the classic Super Turbo mode. And it was a lot of fun, and even over a longer distance, some of the connections were actually okay. And I'll go as far as to say that Fightcade is very, very good for connections that are closer to you. But as you go further out and you want to play ST, I found the 360 version of HD Remix was a lot better. I've actually packed up my 360 now. Third Strike online edition was superb as well. It was really, really good. Netcode was absolutely brilliant. Remember a guy on there called Sandy something. Sandy Plains, I don't know, I can't remember. It was Sandy, definitely Sandy something. Man, this guy's Hugo was like the best Hugo I've ever seen. Like, he done some next level stuff, and absolute, was it Sandy Bags? Absolute pleasure to play. But you got whoop ass. I think I got a couple of wins on him, but I definitely lag induced wins. You know, it wasn't like I deserved that. But, you know, I took it still. For anyone that played fighters on like the original Xbox, and you played like CVS2 or Third Strike or, you know, 15th Anniversary Collection, yeah, the netcode was so bad. So what would happen is sometimes you'd end up getting a freeze. The screen would freeze for a second or two. And what you'd end up doing is mashing the combo out. You'd mash out the combo, and it would just kind of come out, whereas you wouldn't be able to do it normally. But because of where the freeze happened, you know, let's say like if Bro's like when he's in the air, like, you know, then you think, oh, I can do that move, and you kind of input it after. So let's see if Bro's after he's done the dive or something, and you know, you're just mashing out your special or your super. Come on, go on the wall, baby, go. There we go. Let's see if we can hit him with a super. Oh, hey! Yeah, I'm Sagat. I'm the boss after you, man. Yeah. Yeah, so Street Fighter 6 next, guys, whenever that is. It'll probably be next year. I really hope they bring it out on PC. As at least for now, I don't intend to get like a PlayStation 5 or a Series X. But out of the two, I may pick up a Series X first if obviously my son, who's in the Xbox One, if he's like, Dad, I really want that, and you know, at some point I will get it for him. He's a good boy. He's well behaved, and listens to Dad. He's banned from playing Xbox today because he decided to chew the skin on his fingers. I don't know why he done that. Just a weird thing. But yeah, his mum banned him from playing Xbox for the day. I was trying to side with him. I was like, if you said the Xbox, you know, technically, can you play the Switch or, you know, something on a PlayStation 4? Or... And yeah, the mum gave me a funny look. I thought I was going to get into some kind of trouble there. So I told him, yeah, man, you're banned. I told him, you know, if you want to play real life Minecraft, just go and get a Lego set. But he said no. He said he would rather watch his brother play, which he did. So he had to step in. I said to him, don't be influencing your brother by telling him to do this and do that. So literally you are playing, but someone else is doing the controller for you. But that's the thing with kids, you know. I guess if they're being punished for something, you need to go through with it. Otherwise, kids will go, well, I can do whatever I want. They say they'll do this, but they won't. Akuma, man. All right, I want to beat him. I don't want to lose here. Yeah, yada yada. Come on, Akuma. I'm kind of scared already, and I hope I don't lose because of that. Oh, look at that. I don't care how I beat him. Oh, wicked. What? You get out of that, man? Oh, that was cheap. Yeah. Take that. Foot to the head. You know they're dead. Okay, Sagat, you can do it, man. Don't lose out. Don't lose out. We want to see your ending in HD. I have actually seen this ending. I think he's the only ending I've seen. I was playing it the other day in handheld mode, and I was like, okay. You know, I think I was tired, so I knew if I played Monster Hunter or I played something else, I'd fall asleep. Especially if I played like an adventure game or something, I would have definitely fallen asleep. Oh, I can't believe that. That is so cheap. Okay. Wow, man. I mean, I need to learn how he gets out of the daze that quick. That was cheap and cheese. But you know what? We done it, guys. Sagat has done it. So let's have a look at his ending, but we won't roll through with the credits. But the usual stuff, guys. If you enjoy the content, consider subscribing. Comment below what kind of stuff you like to see. I'm really into my retro stuff. I'm into Monster Hunter. I'll probably like go on Twitch with. I've unlocked Akuma obviously, and I've been using Akuma. And that's all I'm going to use. That's going to be my layered armor in that game. So yeah, like if you enjoy the content, you know, share it, subscribe, like all the usual stuff. Yeah. Until next time then, guys. PCN out.